Hi everyone, welcome back to SGDA Student Game Showcase for the Summit 2026, or with the last game here, Dungeon Dilemma, with their development team. I'm Jason again, the president of SGDA. And Anush, if you could help introduce yourself and the team, please.
Definitely. Hey everybody, my name is Anuj. I'm the webmaster of SGDA and one of the hosts of the Student Game Showcase, and we're here with the team with some of the team behind Dungeon Dilemma. If you'd like to introduce yourselves, I'll put the credits up.
Yeah, I can introduce myself first. My name is Brandon. I am the team lead for Dungeon Dilemma. Basically, I was focused mostly on quarterly goals, and then also some game design, game direction, and also just covering some of the missing tasks and stuff over the course of the game development. Samuel, do you want to go ahead?
So, my name is Samuel Segovia, and I was one of the two producers as well as an artist for the team. And as a producer, I was mainly keeping track of if other departments were kind of communicating with each other effectively. And as an artist, I was in charge of mostly anything involving the dungeon boss as well as the actual dungeon tile sets.
With that, we can go ahead and get started. Should I search for a lobby or create a lobby?
You can search for a lobby.
Right,
Yeah,
got it.
I have a lobby pulled up. This is a multiplayer game.
Yes.
Yeah. Should I go over a little explanation of the game as we go into lobby?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure. We can ready up. And yeah, what we'll see is that we're basically playing as sort of a flip on your traditional dungeon crawler. We have a dungeon boss, which is the top character. The dungeon boss will build the dungeon and eventually play in their boss phase when the rest of the 4 possible classes in the game when they reach their boss room. So the challengers are going to be playing your traditional dungeon crawler experience, and the dungeon boss is actually going to be building the dungeon that everyone else faces. So, yeah, what do you want to pick? I believe either one's good by me. Okay, I can pick the dungeon boss, and then we can see where we go from there.
All right. I'm going to go as the tank because I saw the tank that happened yesterday. I'm going to try that.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys have a left click, right click, and dash. Left click is your damage, right click is a buff of some sort, and you can also open shop by pressing B. In your shop, you'll be able to find equipment. On the right tab, you'll see upgrades that are permanent, and if you wanted to ever sell your equipment, you can go to the left tab for your inventory and sell them there.
We also have some upgrades as well.
Indeed. We also see there's a training dummy. You can use that to sort of farm up on some gold while I'm trying to build the dungeon. So I'm on a little bit of time pressure so that you guys don't get too far ahead on your own. And when I think I'm done, after I've set up my traps and minions in my dungeon, you guys can end up raid the dungeon. I also have, you can see my camera here. Wherever I'm looking, I can also strike the ground. To try to slow your advance. Your goal now, as the challengers, is to try to get to the end of the dungeon. When you get there, you'll trigger my boss phase, so we'll see if you guys even get there in the first place.
Yeah, when we enter a room, we have to try to beat all the enemies in the room to open the next gate.
Yeah, and of course if there's no minions in the room, then it just opens automatically.
Yeah, it's free room. Okay.
Yes, go. Alright. This way. Let's go up north. Where is the team? Where are you guys located? And the team was VGDC at UCI?
Yes. So we're the entire team is from VGDC's UCI. We are basically located across the country, more or less. Most of us are from California, but we have some people from, Arizona, Georgia, New York, etc. Kind of all over the place. You guys are doing a lot of damage. Crazy. You've triggered my second phase already. After falling below half HP, I get some more upgraded abilities. Let's see. Okay, so I died. That's the end of that one round. This game is a best of 5, so whoever wins first 3 times wins the game. After every single round, you guys get more gold, and I get more gold as well. And we can try to keep going until whoever wins the best of 5.
Yes. May the best player win.
Right. Let's see.
I'm gonna try this one. Where did the idea of the game come from? How did you kind of decide that this was what you were gonna make for at UCI?
The game idea actually came from just trying to think of some sort of unique game. Came about roughly in like February of last year, so this game's been in development for quite a while. Basically, what if we made a dungeon crawler, but what if you also made the dungeon, something like that? And basically from there, we debated between making it a single-player game or making it a multiplayer game. Single player would focus mainly on the dungeon boss. Multiplayer would focus on, the experience you're seeing right now. And yeah, trying to make a fun multiplayer game on top of that was the big thing.
Oh. How did you kind of go about because this game is has a lot going on. It's got 4 different classes. Are you here? No, dang it. It's essentially an asymmetrical game. So how did that process go? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, this. Can I ask? Can I get some little more clarification on what you mean by that question?
Yeah. 1 second. What I mean is, oh no, I died. There's a good chance to showcase how to revive.
Yeah. So each character has a base 1 revive. The revive resurrects you at half HP, and you can also buy more upgrades to try to give yourself more revives. So a little bit back and forth there. But yeah, do you want to follow up on that question?
Oh yes, yeah. How did you create this in just a year's worth of time? In terms of how was the development process like? Were there any hurdles? Were there any kind of things that were easier than you might expect along the way?
Yeah, I don't know, Samuel, do you want to say anything about this? But I can start us off. The big thing about this game, yeah, especially managing basically two entirely different forms of gameplay. It required a bunch of programming architecture meetings at the very beginning, and from there it was a bit of a learning process as well. I believe no one on the team starting this game actually had any experience with multiplayer, so we did a lot of learning on the job, and that did cost us a little bit in terms of development time, because we did a bunch of ways trying to refactor and try to figure out what's the best way to do all the multiplayer networking. But it ended up being pretty rewarding, as we were able to figure out a more or less sustainable way to make classes, and all these minions as well. They all sort of fall back on some baseline combat system, which ends up creating more content if we are to do that quite easy, while also making it slightly more sustainable as well, and easier to balance. So everything, all in all, took a lot of trial and error, but it was pretty rewarding to figure out in the end.
Yeah, at first, we had kind of trouble figuring out how to assign our tasks, because we kind of cycled through 3 different methods of managing our tasks for our members, and we ultimately ended up deciding on using linear for our task management. And then from there, when our team started to grow as well, it became a lot more manageable to manage things in terms of both programming and art side of things.
Right. Oh, I got you.
Really, yeah, I've bought a bunch of scale items, so a lot of my projectiles and attacks are getting much larger now.
Oh yeah, you can say that again. Alright, I gotta pick up my scaling next game, or next round, otherwise we lose.
Yeah. You guys want to switch sides though?
Huh?
Or do you guys want to play as the dungeon boss to show that off a little bit?
Yeah, we can do that really quickly.
Yeah, I can host the lobby again. You can search for it.
Yeah, we want to be able to showcase both. This is actually a good segue. Do you have any plans for the game's future development right now? What kind of would be next? Anything like that?
We are more or less satisfied with the state of the game right now. There's some bugs here and there, and probably you'll notice as well. It's a bit laggy. But overall, I think we hit a lot of our goals for the game in terms of getting like the core gameplay loop down, and also a bunch of content. I think there's like roughly 50 or so items, traps, and minions total, all combined. So it's a lot. So we're pretty satisfied with just like that year's work of stuff. So if we are to continue, maybe we'll just be adding like some content here and there, but also depends on artists and stuff. So most likely, I was discussing with the team as well, like we're probably going to move on to a different game, and probably going to stick with some of the same team members, as I don't know, we enjoyed it and we enjoyed working with each other, so pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's it's so important to be able to like enjoy working with your team members, otherwise it becomes a lot less fun.
Yeah, it's a lot more fulfilling when it's like, it feels like you guys are making something you're passionate about rather than just business.
All right, let's see. Let's see how you do in my devious dungeon.
Ooh.
We'll see how also devious the dungeon is, but that's a separate story. What was the most difficult part of development, do you think? Since this is a network game, I imagine that wasn't easy at all.
Ooh, yeah. The hardest part was definitely the multiplayer networking. I think, like I said before, none of the team actually had like experience with multiplayer going into this project. So it was a bunch of trial and error, and eventually we figured out something decent. Well, of course, it's not perfect. Like the lag, like I said, is most likely a result of that. But overall, I think we got it to a decent state, all things considered.
Definitely. As I try and wait, let's go.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Let's go. As we enter this next round, I'll ask our final question of: is there anybody that you'd like to shout out or give any mention to? Any professors, anything? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely love to shout out our team. Without our team, this game would not have gotten off the ground. Like we've been talking about, this game required a whole bunch of mechanics, 2 different forms of play, etc., etc. Huge amount of work done by the team. So yeah, whole kudos goes to them. And yeah, also I guess like VGDC at UCI as a whole. Without them, we would have not found the team in the first place, and then also they gave us sort of a testing ground to like play test and try out everything ourselves.
Awesome. We'll do this last round, and then let's see if I can do what I did last round and have the insane comeback.
I actually also want to shout out to like our team especially, because this game started with I think like 2.
Yeah.
Started with 2 artists and it went up to 10 at some point. It was crazy. I'm just surprised that like we're able to make like actual like characters that are real and have like a actual fun experience when we started from so low.
Samuel, you're super low.
Oh.
Thank you for telling me that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Did we die
Oh
already?
my goodness.
Oh,
Crazy. Holy. Oh, that was a good game.
Good game. Awesome. Thank you for coming by and speaking with us today. This was the team behind Dungeon Dilemma. Next up for the SGDA showcase, or for the SGDA Summit, we'll be having our audio panel, so we'll be seeing you in a bit for that. Thank you for coming to speak with us again.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.